Now the simple way to do this is just with a pair of scissors, and you cut the leaves off and the flowers because they all go on the dehydrator, and then you compost the stems. And you see how I'm doing this here? That's the easy way. Actually, I had some, looks like some buds on here still. But it's going to start getting cold here rather soon, or cool here rather soon. So we're not going to wait any longer on these. Here is the Malabar spinach. It's also just leaves only. And cut them off. Cut your finger off there, girl. And this is actually just one long vine of Malabar spinach. That's always nice. But it grew up like this. What can I say? Not enough to do anything with immediately, but definitely enough to do something with. Ooh, that grew out. Finished with the nasturtiums and the Malabar spinach. Now we cut the leaves off we pull the leaves off the basil, just simply because they're smaller leaves and they're easier to get. This smells very good as I'm pulling these leaves off of here. Felt like something was biting my ankle there for a minute. And because I live in the country, I always pay attention to that. Out here, it could be nearly anything. There goes that. I think I hear my husband in the utility room where my dehydrators are, breaking down boxes. I don't know. We shall see. We're going to give this another quick spritz. And we're going to get some towels to put underneath the strainer. And I'm going to carry it into the utility room and put it in the dehydrators. Back in a minute. All right, now we have a basket of greens and purples and oranges. And we are carrying them in the utility room to my dehydrator. Yes, I still use a very old Nesco dehydrator. It is my favorite. So we're gonna do that there. Hold on. Okay, here is my dehydrator. This is my favorite. I'm gonna put a jar back here to sit you on. And we are going to start taking the leaves, both the spinach and the basil and the nasturtiums, and just put them all in here together. And they are going to dehydrate. And now it will take several hours, probably more like 24. And I spread my greens out so they will dehydrate more evenly. A lot of people don't do that. And this is just my thing. This is not something that anybody has to do besides me. But I don't like them laying up on top of each other. I don't know why. It's just my thing. And as I sit here and put these are actually leaves from the plant, also known as greens, spreading them out on the tray. I have a newer square, what is that other brand? Excalibur, one of the newer ones. I'm not real enamored of it. It doesn't seem to do that well. And you have to turn everything up very high to get it to dehydrate. So I just stick to my old ones. They do what I need them to do. And they've paid for themselves many times over. So I just continue to use them. Now this is not a lot, probably won't even be 4 trays, but I do as I go so that I can get them done, because I will not stand in here all day putting greens out on a tray. That's just not me. I'm a little too ADD for that. And the way I have to put them on here to satisfy myself, it would take all day. So I just don't do it. I just do a few at a time, and it makes me happy. Now when I finish these, I will turn this on, and it will probably run all day and part of the night. But that's okay, because I don't have anything to do. I rarely have anything to do that does not involve doing it at home. Now I am taking a Pew Pew class that's lasting 5 weeks. I went week before last the first time. And last week she was sick, so we didn't have a class. And this week, we're going to have a class Thursday, the same day they're coming to fix my internet. Yeah, we got up yesterday morning and a tree had fallen on the electric lines, which also happened to handle my internet lines. So, They had been off for an hour by the time we got up. And then they were off for an hour after we got up. So yeah, that's fun. And the power is back on, but the internet is not on. So this will be downloaded later. I hope I remember. Yes, I do. And I may not. And that's okay too. Because it will still be pertinent to anybody who wants to dehydrate odd stuff. Which I tend to do a lot of odd stuff. Sweet potato leaves, flowers, nasturtium, flowers and leaves, different stuff. Not stuff that everybody does. But it's all usable when turned into powders or salts. So I have an entire rack over here of powdered, let's see what's powdered over here. I have a lot of powdered peppers. I've used them in different things. I've made my own green powder, which is interesting if you get the right flavors in it. It's got a tangy flavor. So do the pepper powders. They make for interesting flavors. Not terrible, just interesting. And no, I make sure none of this is going to kill me before I do it. I also have powdered tomatoes, which I use as a thickener and a flavoring and things. Because I don't like to use cornstarch or anything like that as a thickener. And you can't can with those. I'm not so sure you can with tomato powder, but it's okay. I may try it at some point in the future, and I may not. Okay, and we are done there. That's everything on the trays. Here's my lid. And I'm going to plug this in. And it is set at 115. We're going to turn it up to we're going down. 135, fruits and vegetables. And that's going to be it for this morning. Y'all have a nice day. Welcome back. It's now approximately 6 hours later. I have opened my dehydrator. Everything appears to be dry. So now I'm going to put it all in a jar so I can condition it. And they're all going in the same jar when they're done, so it doesn't matter that they're going in the same jar now. There we go. I'm going to put the flower blossoms in here too. Maybe we'll make some basil pepper. With this. Now, when you take your things out of the dehydrator, you do have to let them cool for a few minutes to know if they're dry enough for you to put in a jar. And that is what I did. It's been approximately 10 minutes since I turned my dehydrator off. That one's really dry. All of this is going in this jar right here. But I'm going to put the spinach in something else, I think. Because I'm going to make a pepper out of this. Because these leaves taste like pepper. The nasturtium leaves, they all taste like pepper. Oh, and the flowers too. more so than the leaves do. And of course, we've got the basil leaves here, which they should go good. Oh. And these should be conditioned, which is basically shaken in the jar for approximately 7 to 10 days before you put them in the blender and blend them down, or grinder, whatever you want to call it. I use a coffee grinder. So, but some people use a blender, some people use coffee grinder, some people use other things. I found the coffee grinder works best for me, so that's what I use. Okay, let's get the rest of these here. Oh heck, that made a mess. Yes, when you get in a hurry, it makes a mess. Because these are now crunchy and crinkly. And they're wanting to fall apart when I touch them. So, okay, now I'm down to my Malabar spinach. I'm going to put okay, all right, I've moved my spinach from the dehydrator into a jar where I will continue to shake them until about 7 to 10 days. And this is the nasturtium leaves and flowers. I'm going to continue to shake them for about 7 to 10 days until everything is thoroughly conditioned. Then I'm going to use my coffee grinder and grind all this up. This is going to go in the greens jar, which I have in a cabinet, that I use to thicken things and add extra flavor. This is going to become a pepper mix because nasturtiums and their flowers, and there's some basil in there, have a peppery flavor. So we're going to test that and see how that works. And I'm going to take my trays in the kitchen and wash them now. Talk to you later. Bye.